Drug decriminalization is a highly controversial topic that elicits passionate arguments from both sides. On one hand, proponents argue that decriminalizing drugs would reduce the societal harms associated with drug use and provide a more humane approach to drug addiction. On the other hand, opponents contend that drug decriminalization would lead to increased drug abuse, crime rates, and societal chaos. In this debate, we will explore the arguments from both sides, carefully examining the potential benefits and drawbacks of drug decriminalization. Proponents of drug decriminalization argue that treating drug addiction as a public health issue rather than a criminal offense would have numerous benefits. They believe that the current punitive approach to drug use and addiction is ineffective and exacerbates the problem. By decriminalizing drugs, they argue that individuals struggling with addiction can be encouraged to seek help without fear of legal repercussions. They advocate for a shift towards a harm reduction approach, focusing on prevention, education, and treatment instead of punishment. Furthermore, proponents claim that drug decriminalization would significantly reduce the strain on the criminal justice system. They argue that by redirecting resources away from the prosecution and incarceration of drug offenders, law enforcement agencies can focus on more serious crimes and prioritize public safety. Additionally, the savings from decreased incarceration costs can be allocated towards drug treatment programs and rehabilitation services, further assisting individuals in overcoming their addiction. Opponents of drug decriminalization, however, have valid concerns regarding its potential consequences. They argue that decriminalizing drugs would send the wrong message to society, normalizing drug use and undermining the efforts to prevent drug abuse. They fear that removing legal sanctions would lead to increased drug availability, making it easier for individuals, including vulnerable populations, to access drug abuse. Additionally, opponents argue that drug decriminalization would result in a surge of drug-related crime. They claim that without the threat of legal consequences, drug dealers and cartels would be emboldened, leading to increased drug trafficking, violence, and criminal activity. They also raise concerns about the potential impact on public health, citing examples of countries that have experimented with drug liberalization and experienced negative consequences, including higher rates of addiction and drug-related deaths. Ultimately, the decision on drug decriminalization is a complex matter that involves weighing the potential benefits and risks. It requires careful consideration of societal values, public health implications, and the effectiveness of alternative approaches. Both sides of the debate present compelling arguments, highlighting the need for an informed and balanced discussion that takes into account the diverse perspectives surrounding drug decriminalization.